Hello, YouTube. So today we're talking about Sonya Massey. Also, if you hear Credo mutwa in the back, it's because my hubby is watching Credo mutwa. But today we're going to talk about Sonya Massey. So it's evident that she was murdered in cold blood. Water, boiling or not, that's like 7 feet away. It's not, that it's nobody's defending that dude. So the guy that's in jail, the non-police officer, the person that is just the tragic demon human, whatever you want to call him, is in behind bars. And it's well deserved. Okay, we can see the video, we see it for what it is, and I'm not about to get into the life of a woman who was murdered that way. Okay, there are terrible people in this world, but we have a justice system. Okay, I don't know much about her, but what I do know is that when someone opens the door and they obviously are showing that they have some mental health issues, but they still find it within themselves after being traumatized and being scared that someone is trying to break into your home, and they say, I love you guys, thanks for helping me, and showing appreciation, and then you interrogate them, to that person. She was obviously interrogated. If you watch Couch Detectives, you can see where they come into her house. It's just overstepping their boundaries. There's no reason to. You said that you checked everything. And let's just say she says, I'm still scared, and they want to come in. Okay, why does she need to provide paperwork? Who, when someone wakes you out of your sleep because they're trying to intrude, and you have to call the police, who the fuck is getting paperwork? So that would tell me, I think that's why she stayed on the phone with the dispatcher, because she knew that she wasn't safe. This is our experience. This is my experience. I am a black person. I'm not fully black, but I'm a part of the black community. When people see me, they see a black woman. And here's the thing. We're fighting for our quality care, mental health care. We're fighting to be treated like human beings. We're fighting in the justice system. We're fighting for our lives. It's 2024, and we live in a world, we do have privileges. Many people have privileges. But there are vulnerable people in our society, and when they're a person of color, they're not getting any type of treatment or any type of help. Rather, they're being targeted and abused. So we have this woman who obviously feels uncomfortable, so she stays on the phone with the dispatcher. And when I'm feeling uncomfortable, when I was a Christian, when I was younger, people would say, I rebuke thee, I rebuke this, I rebuke that. That's just how a lot of Southerners talk in our community. If someone really meant harm to you, or they were trying to come for you, they would catch an attitude if you said that. But most of the time, people would just be like, whatever, or laugh. This guy snapped. He snapped at her and cussed at her. Now, if you have PTSD or CPTSD, someone with a gun in a uniform that's obviously bigger than you, that is now over there stepping their boundaries with you, that has intimidated you a bit, if they're cussing at you, you will probably react badly. But I've seen so many people that have reacted badly because they have PTSD, like myself. And it's been far worse than what she did, which is really, she didn't do anything but get scared, and she threw some water. She probably didn't throw the water to cause harm. She was, from what I could tell, afraid. She put distance between herself and stayed. She didn't come back into the living room after the officer pointed that there was a pot of boiling water on the stove. She stayed far away from them. That's body language there telling you that she's afraid. She stayed on the phone with the dispatcher. No one does that. Like most of the time, if you are calling for the police come. You say thank God and you turn the phone off. The reason she didn't feel that thank God, whatever, is because our reality and our situation isn't what other American situations are. So there's certain things that people do that will let us know that they're not there to help. We in our community more than likely have these type of encounters. I've had these encounters. I've had encounters with medical professionals who aren't there to help me. Okay, so that's that. I've had like maybe 2 encounters with police officers, and I'm like, yeah, they're not there to help me. So she gets scared. She's obviously having a panic attack. She clearly has some mental health things going on. And it looks like she was just discharged from the hospital, so she could have gone to get help and filed a complaint or threatened to file a complaint because she was being abused and taken advantage of and not being treated properly. This is a theory. I'm not saying that this is fact. I'm just saying that this is a theory. And whoever she pissed off by telling them that she's going to file a complaint, they probably sent some people after her. I can't really speak too much on that because I don't have all the details. But she freaks out after the guy's yelling at her like, how dare you say rebuke me, don't like you're like just cussing at her and stuff. And so she freaks out, throws this boiling water. I don't know if it spills on her. If it does, I know that she's in pain. She's scared, whatever. This is the situation. Obviously, there are so many, there's fake AI videos out there that's making it look like she did more than what she did, but we have the original body cam. So obviously she got scared. She dropped the water. She ducked down because the guy literally yelled at her and pulled a gun out on her for saying that I rebuke thee. Like, she literally just said, I rebuke thee. Like, these are words, and you pull out a gun and you aim it at her. You yell and shout at her, and she gets scared. And I'm just trying to figure out, why you would shoot her in her head unless you were trying to kill her. There's absolutely no other reason. You got tasers, you got the door right behind you, you can walk away, you can back up from the front. From the back. You don't have to turn your back towards her, you can back up from the back. You can say, lady, I don't know what you're rebuking. I was trying to help you, but we're here for you. But they weren't there for her. They knew what she was trying to rebuke. It was them, evil. If that makes you uncomfortable, I don't know. That's your business. The reality is, this lady called for help by people that swear to protect, and she was murdered. She was shot in her head in her home, holding water. I'm just very, 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 very upset and frustrated, but at the same time, I'm perplexed because I'm like, how is it that we argue all day about how we're a civilized nation, but people of color and people with color are not treated in that way? We're not treated right. We're not treated like civilians. Anyway, how do you feel about the situation? There's a theory, and I think I mentioned it again. She may have gone to get some help, filed a complaint, angered someone. Maybe that person that she filed a complaint against got fired, and so they sent their demon dogs after her. Because you know what? I'm not going to judge you by how you're dressed. I'm going to judge you by the work that you do. So, if you are supposed to be, if you're a teacher, if you're a doctor, if you're a policeman, if you're a fireman, just because you have the uniform does not mean that that's who you are. It's what you do with that. It's what you do. It's what you represent. It's what you do while you're wearing that uniform. Anyway, guys, comment below.